Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome all the viewers for a talk on Smart India Hackathon 2022. As you know, that the Smart India Hackathon is an initiative by the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell in coordination with the All India Council for Technical Education. And this SIH has been launched during the National Innovation Week held under the initiative of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on 11th January 2022. We have Dr. Abhay Jere, CIO, Chief Innovation Officer, Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. Sir, I would like to request you to start the session. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Shubham. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Clearly audible, sir.
So, my dear friend Mohit, our Innovation Director at MIC, another close friend, Sareem, who is our Innovation Officer, and my dear friends. First, I would really like to thank you all for joining this live session on Smart India Hackathon 2022. And today, during this session, we will actually cover what we wish to achieve through this hackathon, what are the salient features of this hackathon, do's and don'ts associated with this hackathon, some tentative timelines of this hackathon, and at the end, if you are participating in this hackathon, what you will get from this hackathon. So, dear friends, the Smart India Hackathon is now in its 5th edition. We started in 2017, but last year, due to COVID, we couldn't organize Smart India Hackathon 2021. So we had Smart India Hackathon 2020, and now we have Smart India Hackathon 2022. And if you see the entire process of its evolution, now we can proudly say that Smart India Hackathon has become gold standards. It has become world's largest hackathon. It has become world's biggest open innovation model. And it's all because of you, my students, my faculty members, my agencies, which are participating in this hackathon in large number. And every time we on our side, me, Mohit, Sareem, under guidance of Chairman AICT, and of course some directions from Honorable Prime Minister's office, we also try to innovate. We also try to put new dimensions to this hackathon. And even for Smart India Hackathon 2022, we have many new elements added to it. And over this next half an hour, I will discuss these elements. I will try to impress upon you why you should participate in this hackathon. And more importantly, as I said earlier, I will tell you what you will get out of it. Okay? So I'm very sure that every one of you is excited about it. Because this concept of hackathon is now evolving as a national culture. When we started hackathon in 2016, when we started conceptualizing it, hardly anyone in government or even in colleges at that time, especially tier 2, tier 3 colleges, had heard about hackathon. Yes, some hackathons were happening, which were organized by multinationals. Google used to organize, IBM's, Infosys, TCS. Some of them certainly used to organize them. But they used to organize it as their internal event. But we said in 2016 that we will plan a national hackathon. We will use our students' great brains to solve national problems. We will ask our students to come with innovative solutions for some of the daunting challenges faced by our country. And Smart India Hackathon has lived up to that extent. As I said, people were not aware of this concept. And now, 5 years later, you will see hackathons happening in nook and corner of this country. Everyone wants to do hackathon. Every city wants to do hackathon. Every small public organization wants to do hackathon. Every minister at even central level wants to do hackathon. We are inundated. We are flooded with requests. And sometimes me and my team actually get overwhelmed that how many hackathons we are going to arrange. Because everyone believes that if ideas have to come, if disruptive ideas, if innovative ideas have to come, then it will come from youngsters like you. And if we have to pick your brain, if we have to reach out to you, there cannot be a better model than hackathon. So initially, in 2017, we had just 40,000 students participating. And we had about 600 problem statements at that time. Then, next year, we had 1 lakh students. Then subsequent year, 2 lakh students. In 2019-20, we had around 4.5 lakh students. And now, we want this number to grow multifold, because now the culture of hackathon is established. Because students know what to do in Smart India Hackathon or during hackathons. And now we are focusing more on quality rather than quantity. Yes, we will get quantity. We are sure about it, because the brand of Smart India Hackathon has really become big. But dear friends, this time, please understand, we are going to focus on quality, because we have to generate great ideas which will not only solve problems for our country, but might able to offer solution for global challenges. We have to think for entire globe. As our Prime Minister says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So, I want to request to my friends who will be participating in the Smart India Hackathon. And when they are picking up problem statements or challenge statements, which we have announced, don't think small. Think big. Don't copy paste ideas. Think innovatively. Think differently. Because in our earlier experiences, when we were analyzing ideas, we saw a lot of same ideas. And when we looked into what actually students did, we saw a lot of copy pasting happening. नेट पे जाते हैं बच्चे, ढूंढते हैं कुछ तो भी, और उनको लगता है कोई नहीं पकड़ेगा उनको, कोई नहीं देखेगा उनको. And without actually giving a due thinking or without actually elaborately looking at it, many of them copy paste those ideas. And then our evaluators, which are from industry, which are really thorough professionals, they get disappointed. They feel, sir, ये तो क्या है, अभी बाजार में मिल रहा है, यही ये बता रहे हैं बच्चे, इसमें इन्होंने नया क्या किया, what new they have done. So students think innovatively so that you will able to submit something which is new and which has global applications. Because eventually these winners of these hackathons will not just get prize money, which is 1 lakh rupee, but we are also having funds now to support some of the great ideas for seed funding or pre-seed funding. We have 10 lakh rupees for a great idea so that students can work, incubate that idea, and explore whether a startup could be created on that idea. So think big, think long term, explore. Just don't participate in this hackathon to add on your CV that I participated in Smart India Hackathon. But think about solving the problem in real life situation. Think about what product, what technology, the best design which you will have, so that when you are a winner of an hackathon, and even if you're not a winner of a hackathon, you should be confident enough that there is enough niche available in market so that I can actually convert my solution into a startup. As government, as Ministry of Education, as AICTE, we have funds to support you. We will help you. Mohit, Deepan, Ellen, who is my team, they're working with large number of experts who can guide you, who can mentor you. So let's aim that for Smart India Hackathon 2022, we will generate minimum 500 great ideas. Let's aim for that. We will generate 500 disruptive ideas so that each idea moves forward. As you might have seen on our website, SIH.gov.in, currently we have 524 problem statements from 68 different entities. Majority of those entities are either ministries, state governments, or public sector units. Only 4 or 5 companies are there, private organizations. But apart from that, all the other agencies are associated with government in some or the other way. So we have 524 problem statements in public domain. Usually what happens, students start looking at first 10, 20, 15 problem statements. And what we have realized over a period of time, that we get few hundred such applications for these 10, 15, 20 initial problem statements which are there. We end up only selecting 5 or 6 for the grand finale. and rest of them gets rejected. So what I will ask you is to look at problem statements very carefully. Don't just look at the first problem statements. Look at problem statements which are 300, listed at 300, 400, or you can drop down ministry by ministry and look into their problem statements. Look at ISRO problem statements. Look at Ministry of Education problem statement. Look at Ministry of Social Justice problem statement. Very, very interesting problem statements from National Disaster Management, where you can help prevent disasters. So there are interesting problem statement. Ministry of Tourism has problem statement. There are many problem statements which are out there. Look at them and explore what kind of innovative solutions you will offer. Dear friends, initially for first 2 years, when we started doing Smart India Hackathon, we asked students directly to submit ideas onto our portal. But the number was so high, and we started getting a lot of junk, So it was very difficult for us to scrutinize and evaluate and identify good teams for the grand finale. So this year, or for last 2 years, we have introduced the concept of SPOC. So a senior faculty from each college, each participating institute will register as SPOC, single point of contact, SPOC, single point of contact. And he will validate the entries before we consider them for evaluation. Another very, very important step which all colleges need to follow, or I'm talking about colleges, all colleges need to follow, is that they should organize an internal hackathon. We are recommending, if due to some constraint, because still the COVID situation is different in different parts of the country, if they cannot do a physical hackathon, they should think of an online hackathon, or at least a full one-day session where students present their ideas, which problems they would like to solve. And the top 10 problem statements they need to submit to us, or top 10 entries from each school. And we are also allowing 5 waitlist teams. So one college, please understand, again I am repeating, one college will be allowed to submit 10 entries or by 10 teams and 5 waitlist teams and 5 waitlist entries. So in total 15, out of which 10 will directly qualify and 5 will be on waitlist. And we will consider those waitlist teams if we don't find good ideas by the actual submitted teams. Okay? So per college, 15 teams are allowed. One team can submit multiple ideas. Okay? But if you submit multiple ideas, and if your 2 or 3 ideas get selected, then we will allow you to work only on one idea during grand finale. Okay? So do remember that if you are submitting multiple ideas, you will not able to work on all the ideas. We will choose that for you. If you get selected, we will allow you to work on one idea. So if you have to give you a basic structure now of the Smart India Hackathon entire program, so it will have 2 rounds. Okay? It will have 2 rounds. First is the online round, where we have already released the problem statements, and you have to submit a PowerPoint presentation. We have given the format also, in which format you have to submit that PowerPoint presentation. Okay? So you have to submit your idea in that format only, along with your college letter. Then, once the SPOC has validated these ideas, submitted ideas, SPOC needs to validate. If SPOC doesn't validate these submissions from his side, we are not going to consider. Okay? Once SPOCs validate, we will consider for evaluation. And it will go to our panelists, our evaluators, to look into those ideas. And out of that, per problem statement, we will select between 5, 6, maybe max 7 ideas, not more than that. Okay? And those 5, 6, 7 teams, which we will select based on recommendations of our evaluator, we will invite those selected teams at a particular center for a 36 hours software edition, or if you are solving a hardware problem, then for 5 days. That hardware hackathon will be for 5 days. And those will be physical hackathons. The software hackathon will be 36 hours. The hardware hackathon will be 5 days. We will let you know the center. We will let you know the city. We will tell you well in advance so that you can book your tickets. We will pay for your travel. Okay? Usually give train tickets, second class, sleeper class, what we call, not AC. Equivalent to that, we reimburse those tickets. If you are coming by bus or Volvo, we also consider them if the distance is not big. But we don't give plane tickets. Okay? So if you are coming by plane, you have to bear your own cost. But again, coming back to model, as I was saying, we have first an online model and then an offline model. So the offline model, we called it as grand finale. Because if once you win this grand finale, you will get prizes. So to get the prize, you have to qualify those 2 rounds. So you need to get selected during the first online round. Then you have to appear for the physical round and then win in that physical round. That is the model which we are following for the last 5 years. And it has been a phenomenal success. Every week now, somebody or the other from our team will be continuously in touch with you, will be doing webinars, will be answering your questions. But when we are doing that, we expect you to perform best. We expect you to innovate. So start forming your teams. We are allowing 6-member team. So don't go for less or don't go for more. We are going with it because it's a national initiative. We are trying to create some format. Okay? Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to manage it. So have a 6-member team. One should be a girl. This is the format which we are following for last 5 years. One has to be a girl. All girl teams are fine, but all boys teams are not allowed. We want at least one girl in each of the team. Then as a team, you select a problem statement. As I said earlier, don't select the problem statements which are just at the top. Go spend some time to look at the problem statement. Then discuss and deliberate internally that which problem you would really like to solve, which problem will really create impact. Identify that problem statement, which problem you are passionate about. Identify that problem. Then try to conceptualize the solution together. Okay? And then create that small PPT. We have given the format and submit in that format only. We don't want you to increase the slides. We don't want you to alter the format. Last year, we have rejected many of the presentations which were not in that format. The reason is, please understand, my dear friends. If everyone starts including one additional slide also, and if you are getting 40,000 entries, 50,000 entries, then we have to see additional 50,000 slides. It's a huge burden on the entire system. So please follow the format which we are giving. Okay? Then don't complain if you reject. That, sir, please consider. And then we start getting emails and you start putting it on social media that our presentation is not getting considered. So don't do anything of that sort. Please try to follow the format which we have given and submit your entries. Once you have done that, ask your SPOC to validate those entries. Because SPOC's job is to ensure that the team is right, they belong to their college, or at least if there are college members from 2 or different institutions, SPOC knows that these students are there. We have to be very, very careful about safety and security of all the participants. We don't want antisocial elements to get into the system. So SPOC has to validate. So each team has to chase their SPOCs to ensure that the team, their entry is validated, supported by SPOC. And if SPOCs are listening to this, SPOCs, we request you to only validate good ideas. Don't validate shitty ideas. Don't create burden on us. Because eventually we are going to felicitate good SPOCs. If you do great job, you will get appreciation from us. We are going to release list of good SPOCs who have done fantastically well. So if you think the idea submitted by student is absolutely me too, not at all great, they are just trying to game the system, we request you not to validate such ideas. And students, we request you to respect the decision of your SPOC, because here we are looking for good ideas. We're looking for good innovation. So when you are submitting, ensure that this innovation component is there in this entire presentation which you will be submitting. Another important component, which is the biggest highlight of this Smart India Hackathon 2022, is we are going to allow school children to participate. So 6th standard and above. If you're in any school, you can participate. But you have to submit idea, not on the problem statement, but your own idea, which we call students innovation and so on. We have given different themes for it. And my dear friend Mohit and Sareem, who are there here, they said, sir, we need to ensure that innovation starts at school level. We need to push students to think out of box at school level itself. And let's give them the flair of what hackathon is. Let's inspire them to participate in innovative competitions. And that's the reason this year they are going to, my entire team is going to work extra hours, because there's going to be huge burden on us, because we are allowing schools. So in school section, we are not allowing students to solve the actual problem statements, but to give their own ideas. Okay? But for college, then you can solve the question or the problem which we have announced. And there is also a student innovation corner. So if you have a very great idea, which is not part of the problem statement, you can go ahead and submit as part of student innovation corner. Another important theme, or a new theme, which we have introduced this time as part of the Smart India Hackathon, is ideas for toys. Because last year, when we organized Toycathon, we were amazed by the concepts which we got from Toycathon. So we still want to take that thread forward. And hence, if you have any good idea related to toys, you should go ahead and submit that idea. So all the problem statements, all the themes are available on our website, sih.gov.in. The last date for submission of your ideas is 31st of March. So today is 10th of February, 9th of February. So you have more than 1.5 months to submit your ideas. But in that 1.5 months, what you really need to do is form a team, select a problem statement, conceptualize an idea. Your organization, your institute needs to organize a hackathon or a pitching session or some kind of a innovation presentation session, either offline or online. Select top 10 ideas, which could go as a direct entry, 5 ideas, which will go as a waitlist entries. Spock should go ahead and validate those entries so that from 1st of April, we will start our evaluation. We will take about month and a half for evaluation, and then we will announce the list of shortlisted teams along with grand finale centers. You will get to know to which city you have to travel. And the actual grand finale will be organized in last week of June or first week of July, depending upon the exam schedules. Because due to this COVID, the exam schedule has completely been messed up. So we will work with universities, try to get dates from them, and the most suitable dates we will announce for the grand finale. But tentatively, it will be in last week of June or first or second week of July. That is what we are currently planning. Now, once your idea has got shortlisted for the grand finale, we will start trainings. So if we announce our results, shortlisted teams in mid-May, then from May till end of June or till the grand finale, we have multiple training sessions related to design, related to technology, related to how you should actually go out and conceptualize the entire product. Multiple sessions will be done, and we will request you to join those sessions. Also, if you have any queries regarding your problem statements or your solution, then we will arrange your interactions with the people who have actually given problem statements from those ministries, so that they can further clarify your doubts, so that your solution becomes more effective. We will do that. So it's going to be now 3-4 months of continuous engagement from today. As I said, from today, I started with the stock. Every week, some of my other team member is going to be online, solving your queries, guiding you till the last date. Once the last date is done, we will get into evaluation. During that time, we are not going to interact with you. But once the results are announced, again, the interaction will start, or we will proceed with them till the end of grand finale. So it is going to be an extremely enriching experience. Sometimes many of the students have told me that it was a life-changing experience for them. Because you will develop product, you will solve problems, you will get immense experience in working and using latest of technologies. You will work as a team. And more importantly, you have opportunity to win big prizes. So I will stop here. And if you have any questions, please type in your questions in chat box, because many of you will be online. And I will be more than happy to answer them. If not, Shubham, Sareem, if I have missed any of the point, you can highlight that, and I will be more than happy to elaborate on that. Shubham, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. So there are a few questions about the team size. That what will be the team size of the students, and if they are less than 6, then what will be the criteria to participate?
Don't try to go less than 6. Okay. As I said, try your best to have 6. It's always good to work in teams. Learn to work in teams. It's a training, out of which one is going to be a girl. One has to be a girl. Apart from these 6 teams, we are allowing 2 mentors. I think I missed the mentor point while I was discussing. Okay. And those mentors, 2 mentors, one could be from industry, one could be from academia, or both of them could be from industry. I will request you to have at least one mentor from industry, if you can, so that he will tell you, from his experience, you can learn a lot. So one mentor from industry, one mentor from academia. So the total team size is going to be 6 + 2, 8. Okay, out of which one has to be a girl. Sometimes what we have seen, people drop out at the last moment, but by and large, 95% of the teams do follow our norms, and we are getting amazing results. So try to form a 6-member team. Okay, more importantly, try to form team which is cross faculty or multi-faculty. Take someone from mechanical, someone from electrical, because they will come up with domain knowledge. Ideally, if you have a multifaceted team, your chances of winning will go considerably. So just don't try to form a CS team. If you can, we don't have problems if you even form a complete CS team. These are just my recommendations and suggestions based on our earlier experience. Because, for example, if you are trying to solve a problem related to health sciences, somebody from health science background into your team will be of immense help, rather than you trying to form a team not understanding health sciences and try to create a solution. Okay, so try working on that. If you are trying to solve a geology related problem, okay, from ISRO, mapping, geology, and all those kind of stuff, have a student from that background. Try to involve. So you have a domain expertise coming in, so that when you are actually coming up with a solution, it is useful. It will support that department if you can take it forward. And you are not inventing something in air. Shivam, next question.
So the next would be whether the institute has to means that what is the eligibility criteria for the institute level student, whether the first year can participate or the
Anyone
second
can
year.
participate. Any student can participate. UG, PG, PhD, they have to be students. Okay? Don't worry, you are a first year student or second year student. From 6th to 12th, we are considering schools. Above are all higher education. Okay? So
Okay.
first year student can collaborate with third year student, or third year student can collaborate with PhD student. We don't have problem. Form your team. Select your own people. Select best people within your college and form the team. Don't worry. What we want is idea. An idea can come from anyone.
Correct, sir.
Ideas have nothing to do with age. Ideas have nothing to do with whether you are in first standard or second standard or first year or second year. If you have a good idea, you have a good idea. So we are valuing ideas, not in which year you are studying.
Yes, sir. Another question is whether this internal hackathon is mandatory for the school student as well, or only institute
No,
level.
not for school students. It's not a mandatory for school students. Okay, because what we are giving, we are allowing school student to submit in only student innovation corner. They have to just submit that idea, their own ideas. But yes, it is mandatory for higher educational institutes, and they have to submit those details. They can do an online hackathon, they can do a physical hackathon, they can do a one-day event for shortlisting ideas. But what is the primary objective of putting this hackathon or this event is, we want schools, we want colleges, we want educational institutes to help us identify good ideas, which then we will evaluate. I will tell you, during our 2019 hackathon, we got 100 submissions from each institution. And about 90 of them were junk. But just colleges were pushing their teams with useless solutions. They cannot be even called ideas. And we were getting that, and we were overwhelmed by all these nonsense, useless submissions. So we want colleges to remove that useless aspect, only give us top 15 submissions, out of which top 10 directly will go as entries, direct entries, while remaining 5 will be waitlisted entries. Okay, so colleges need to do that scrutiny for us. The first level. Any other problem?
Yes, sir. Another question is, can we submit teams without a girl participant? If
No, why you want to do that? We need to promote gender equality. We need to promote ideation within our girls. You should be proud, right? Sometimes I know there is a problem finding a girl, one girl, because sometimes in first year we saw that if there is only one girl, then their parents are not very keen on allowing those girls to travel. You have to, instead of one, we have said minimum one. You can offer 2 or 3 also. Okay. So that, see, what we have seen is that girls are very, again, the scenario has changed a lot, certainly, in the last 3-4 years, but they were more towards testing and less towards development, conceptualization. So we want to aggressively give this push. So ideally, 3 boys, 3 girls should be a great team with 2 mentors from industry. This is the ideal situation. You work around it.
so, and the last 2 questions are, any recognition for the SPOC or mentors, like the certificate or any other thing?
Yes, mentors are part of the team. So when the team once wins the prize, mentors get recognition for that prize, for that along with that team. Okay. For Spox, as I have already said, we will put out the list of best Spock and we will give them certificates, which will be signed by Chairman AICT, appreciating your work.
Yes, and the
We will do
last
that.
one is, yeah, the last question is, sir, can inter-college teams can participate?
Yes, this time we are allowing. Mohit, please correct me if I am wrong. This time you were keen on allowing inter-institutional teams. So yes, this time we are allowing. Mohit,
Okay, I guess.
are you there?
Hi, Abhay.
Yeah.
So inter-college team as such, we are saying no. Reason being because of the complexities involved and we faced last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but when you are saying inter-college means within the same institution, if there is a pharmacy college,
Within uni.
that is certainly allowed, right?
Oh yeah, within university it is certainly out. In
Yes.
in universities, if there are a lot of campuses, they can go ahead.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, if there are 2 separate colleges with separate
Completely separate
universities,
entities, you are not allowing.
not allowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mohit, cover this aspect very elaborately with maybe 1 or 2 examples.
I
while
will
you
take
are
it up.
speaking. Yeah.
Certainly. Thank you.
Yes, sir. There is no question from my side as well. I think.
So what I would like to request you is to put this video on our homepage, okay, of SIH. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure.
So that whenever students actually visit, they should see this video. Okay. Before writing to us. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
Okay.
you will get n number of same queries, means student asking similar questions. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay. So put this YouTube video on homepage itself so that students can see their doubts will get clarified.
Sure, sir. We'll do that, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
so thank you, Shubham. Thank you, all my dear friends, for joining and listening to me very, very patiently. I hope I have answered majority of your questions. I hope you have got clarity on what what we want you to do. So let's together make this Smart India Hackathon a great success, make it bigger and better, because this year's Smart India Hackathon is part of 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebration. And we have committed to Modi ji that we will make it bigger than ever. So join us in large numbers, submit your great ideas, and let's take India's innovation, global innovation quotient much higher than what we have achieved currently. Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Abhay Jere, sir, CIO MHRD, and Dr. Mohit Gambhir, sir, Innovation Director, MIC. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the information on the SIH. Thank you so much, sir. Jai Hind, sir.